Welcome back. Meet Jonathan. Jonathan's a regular guy like you or me. He likes hanging out with his friends and just living his life stress-free. Unfortunately for Jonathan, he lives in Dynamite World. What's Dynamite World, you may ask? It's just like any other world. Green forests, blue oceans, people living their lives, and dynamite all over the place. It may seem unusual to us, because we don't live in Dynamite World. But to the natives of Dynamite World, this is just how it is. This is how it's always been. They coexist with the dynamite. They hang out near it. They have a lot of respect for the dynamite. They're not afraid of it. They think the dynamite's cool. And if someday you meet your fate by stepping on dynamite and exploding into 1,000 pieces, just a part of life, man. That's just how it is. Around here, we say no crying over spilled milk. In Dynamite World, they say there's no use crying over exploded dynamite. Everyone here is pretty used to the idea of dynamite being everywhere all the time, but Jonathan's a little different. Oh hey, they made him king. Congrats, Jonathan. He doesn't love the dynamite. He wonders what it'd be like to live in a world without dynamite. He's always talking to his loyal subjects about the possibility of living in a world without dynamite. What if we lived in a world with balloons, like Balloon World, or I don't know, Ice Cream Planet? Unfortunately, most of his subjects are children because a lot of the adults don't last very long in this world. But that's just how it is. Oh, Jonathan, always trying to change the world instead of accepting things for how they are. I mean, come on. It's called Dynamite World for a reason. What do you want it to be called? Tree World? Don't be ridiculous, Jonathan. Mama, I'm worried I'm gonna step on the dynamite someday on accident and blow up. Oh, you will, son. And you'll explode into 1,000,000 pieces. We all will. It's just part of life. Don't worry about it. And then she ran off and exploded into 1,000,000 pieces. I know what you're thinking. That's pretty messed up. But that's just Dynamite World. Don't you get it? Don't you understand? That's just how things are. Dynamite is cool, and everyone thinks so. And you should too. Let's check on the other kingdoms, shall we? Up north we got Great Dynamite. And oh, looks like they're declaring war. How silly. Who is it gonna be on? Oh, they declared war on Dynamite is cool. Oh, and We Love Dynamite is involved in the war too. Look at that. That's not very nice of you to fight each other. Oh my. Dynamite is cool just blew up. They just love dynamite after all. What a silly world out there, huh? People blowing each other up, people blowing themselves up. Dynamite World is such a hoot. Meanwhile, Jonathan has been spending his days trying to come up with a solution to this world of destruction that he's not a big fan of. Silly Jonathan, just get used to it. If you just took the time to appreciate this world, you probably would. It's really quite beautiful. There's a lot of cool wildlife here. Like, look at that fox. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks for asking. Means a lot. No one usually checks in on me. They think, oh, it's just a fox.
He probably can't speak English. No way. Jonathan, Dynamite World has talking animals. How did you not know this? That's so cool. Oh, dang. He blew up. Let's go find more animals to talk to. Hey, there's a bunch of chickens over here. How you guys doing? You guys can talk too? Of course we can talk. And not only that, but we're actually complex and intellectual beings. You see, for years we've been studying the dynamite, trying to figure out ways to remove it, in hopes that someday turn Dynamite World into regular world. That's really cool. Dang, he blew up. What about you guys? You guys smart too? No, that guy was just a nerd. We're regular chickens. Nice talking to you. Ah, man, they all blew up. The jungles are all so beautiful too, Jonathan. Maybe you should go for a walk sometime and get out of the house every once in a while. Goodness gracious, man. Look at this lush green landscape. You hardly even notice the dynamite after. Alright, so maybe the dynamite, is a little destructive. But you know the old saying, when one forest explodes, go to the next one. Like this guy. He knows what I'm talking about. Ah, man, they all blew up. I don't know, Jonathan. I think you're being pretty ungrateful. There's a lot to love in this world. And a lot of people out here seem happy. Like, look at that. There's a happy family right here, just hanging out in the woods. You think that they're talking about how ungrateful they are and they wish their lives were better? No. I don't think they're talking about anything now, but I doubt that they were talking about that beforehand. Yeah, Jonathan, you really should get out there. Even the trees are going out for a walk. Look at them. That's so cool. Get me the hell out of here! Oh man, the trees just blew up. Alright, Jonathan, sure. Maybe it's not ideal that everything in this world explodes, but that doesn't mean you can't have a good time up until that point. Like, look at this guy. He's out for a little mental health walk. Oh geez, he blew up. You know what, Jonathan? You might be right. This world kinda sucks. And he thought he came up with a solution. Alright, nerd, what's your plan? Jonathan's solution is this. A new type of dynamite. One that's safer. It doesn't blow up when you light it on fire, and it doesn't blow up when you step on it. It only explodes when it comes in contact with water. The people want dynamite? Here you go. he says. A safe alternative. Just don't get it wet. That's all you gotta do. And since they live in a desert, it's a pretty good plan. Everyone liked the cool purple color, and they thought, wow, finally Jonathan has embraced Dynamite World after all. And they began spreading their new purple dynamite all over town in celebration. And the kingdom of Dynamite Rocks had never looked better. Way to go, Jonathan. That was pretty clever. Let's see how the war's going. Oh, not very good. Looks like the village blew up. Now that's something else. At least We Love Dynamite's doing fine. Oh, looks like their island just blew up too. Looks like Great Dynamite's thriving up here. 250 population? Good for you guys. Doing super well. I'm proud of you. Oh man, their kingdom just blew up. I don't know why I'm still surprised every time it happens. This is Dynamite World after all. Jonathan, I can't believe I doubted you. The kingdom looks great. Meanwhile, other kingdoms are just still exploding. Perhaps it was wrong to just accept Dynamite World for what it is. Maybe it could change after all. Yes, sir. The streets paved with purple dynamite. Gosh, it looks so dashing in the sunlight. Jonathan, you're a genius. Uh-oh, what's this? Age of Tears? What does that mean? Maybe it's Age of Tears for everyone else. Sad losers out here blowing up their own kingdom. Anyway, Jonathan, as I was saying, you're doing so well. Yep, Jonathan, you might be the smartest guy in the whole world. Wait a second, what's this? Jonathan? You said these things go off if they get touched by water, right? Jonathan? You survived that? Jonathan then retired from being king and decided to just embrace Dynamite World for what it is. A silly, explosive mess where everyone dies by exploding into a million pieces. Proud of you, Jonathan. I knew you'd figure it out someday. After Jonathan's experiment went wrong and caused his entire kingdom to explode and hundreds of his loyal subjects to die instantly, he decided to move to the mountains and start over. He decided to start his own kingdom and just embrace the Dynamite World he lived in. He was king once again and had really taken control of his life. He even built his house out of dynamite. Isn't that sweet? Jonathan would get lonely sometimes. He missed home a lot, but he slept well at night knowing that his friends were still out there living their happy lives. He wondered if he'd ever get to go visit home someday. He hoped so. He missed the good old days, the simplicity. He wished he had appreciated it more at the time. But oh well, you can't change the past, you can only change the future. Jonathan's worked so hard to make this world a better place, and even though he made it so much worse, he did live a full life. He's 137 years old now, and it's time for him to go home and just relax. Ah, dang, his house blew up. Probably because it was made out of dynamite. That's a bummer. The world is sure gonna miss Jonathan, but probably not for very long.